What I'm going to be doing is showing you how to use my CRM that I created here. Now, I don't really use this just because I do have a actual CRM. It's going to be the GoHighLevel CRM. Another good one is going to be Close.io. So if you've got money to spend on a CRM, both of those are around $100 a month. Now, this video is for the people that don't have money to spend, and it gives you all the same features that are in those CRMs as far as tracking capabilities, where you can manage all your data under one roof. Now, with this CRM here, it's very basic. What I'm going to do though is because there's a lot here, I'm just going to explain how to use this. So I think everybody knows how to get a lead, right? So it's going to be of many different ways. You could be walking down the street, PPC running ads. You can get referrals from people. There's tons of ways that leads come in. Let's just say that on Facebook and I get in my DMs, somebody messaged me a property. Now, what I would do is I would go to the CRM and I would put their information in. Now, not every field here is going to be a field you're going to use. So keep that in mind. You're going to find in this video what's valuable to you and what's not valuable to you. You can delete stuff, you can add stuff into it as well. So this is just a basic template to go off of, and you can design it how you like. Now, the first thing that you want to do is I would be crazy to give you guys edit access. So you're going to go to File and Make a Copy. Now, this is only going to work in Google Sheets. If you use Excel, you can load it into Microsoft Excel. It's probably not going to show up the same way, just a fair warning. If you're good with Excel, though, if you want to load it in and make the changes, that's fine. Now, once you make the copy, what you're going to do is just input the information. So let's just say that I found that lead on Facebook. So I'm going to go to Facebook there. You have different tags here. So let's just say that I want to use, let's just say seller finance friendly deal. And then we're going to go to property address. Property address is going to be the address of the property that you're looking to purchase or assign. That's the lead. So a lot of people, they'll mistake things and they'll think the lead is the person that they're talking to. There's a difference. The lead is always going to be the property, because what happens if you have one person that owns 10 different properties? Are you going to create 10 different leads? How are you going to organize that? So the lead is always going to be the property. The address of residence, let's say that the contact does not live in the property, that's going to be where they live, right? So just for time's sake, I'm going to copy these here. So the property we're looking at is Main Street in Orlando, but the place of residence for the contact is in Queens, New York. Now it's going to be a 4-bed, 3-bath, 1852 square feet, and the year built is 1999. Now, since this person's living in New York, this is a vacant property, or it could be leased, right? Maybe they live in New York and they have it leased out currently. So now the next is going to be the G Drive or Dropbox link, or this could be wherever you store files. So that way, let's say that you're speaking to the person and maybe it's not an owner finance, it's somebody that has a mortgage, maybe it's a foreclosure, and you need their statements, their solar loan information, specific pictures, stuff like that. You can upload that into a file on your drive and then put the link there so that way everything is organized. You also have property links. Maybe you've got an MLS link or the Zillow link, you'll add that there. Now, as far as contact type, you have really three main contacts. You're going to have the homeowner, you're going to have a real estate agent, or somebody that's representing the homeowner. So POA is a power of attorney, or AIF is an attorney in fact. So let's just say that somebody is really sick, they're not able to sell the house for themselves. They've got a power of attorney that's doing the sale. you would select that in that case. Uh, First and last name, so you have contact one, first and last name, contact one phone number, and contact one email. Now, sometimes there's more than one contact. Maybe if it's a real estate agent, you've only got one, but let's say that it's a probate and you've got multiple contacts. I added two just to make sure that it's not like clogging up the CRM. However, you can add more contacts if you need, but I do have it just set for two people here. Now, that's going to have all their info. Once you actually contact the person, here's going to be the status of the lead, right? So here you could see I've got appointment set, just as an example for you guys when you load this up. But let's say that I attempted to contact them and no appointment was set. You would hit attempted contact. So that way you know you've already contacted them and you need to try to contact them again. Let's say you've qualified them, appointment set. Everything is very self-explanatory. Now, what I'm going to do is select appointment set for the simple fact of showing you how this is going to be formatted. Now, how this is going to work, there's no drop downs or anything. And if you put this in wrong, it's not going to auto populate. So you're going to put the date of the appointment. So let's just say that today's June 19th, 2025. Let's just say we got the appointment for June 25th, 2025 at 8 p.m. You're going to put it in just like that. Don't change that format because when you hit enter, it's automatically going to change it for you. If you put it in a weird way, it's not going to work. And then if you edit it at all, let's say that we go to June 19th, which is today, it's going to change the format. So you want to make sure once you edit, put that in, if you do make a mistake, you can go up here to back and it'll go right back to the right format. And then at the end here is going to be your notes. So as you see here, just for time's sake, spoke with John about purchasing his house on owner finance terms. Mary wasn't present, but he said she's not involved in selling the home as she's disabled and in an assisted living facility. He seemed pretty responsive to wanting to sell to me. I told him I'd look over the numbers and come back with an offer. Seemed pretty positive and open to hearing what I have to say. So you want to be as detailed as possible in your notes. Obviously, that's an example, but let's say that you guys discussed terms, you discussed his motivation for wanting to sell, all those different things. You're going to add those in the notes because the most important thing is when you're talking to a lot of people, you're never going to remember your conversations unless it was a really meaningful, impactful conversation. So you want to have as much information here as possible for you to go back to. So that's how you use the CRM. It's very simple. It's free. So obviously there's going to be better ways that you can go about logging your leads by joining a normal CRM. But this is a great way to log your leads if you don't have a lot of money getting started, to where it helps you to organize everything. And eventually, once you close your first deal, then you can start looking into better options. So if you guys got value out of this, please like, subscribe, share, and even more important, I don't care if you do any of the other above, just leave a comment below and let me know how I did so I can keep providing value to people moving forward in the future.